Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. On today's program, we'd like to talk about the medicinal mushrooms. These substances are simply amazing. They have immune-boosting properties and more. They're very popular in the Orient, and they're just now really beginning to be consumed widespread in the United States. And today I'd like to teach you more about why you should include them in your supplement package. That's our program for today, the medicinal mushrooms. First, let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. The omega-3 fatty acid DHA plays a critical role in the blood-brain barrier. Researchers from Harvard University have for the first time discovered how the molecular mechanism protects the brain from bacteria, viruses, fungi, and a wide variety of toxins and potentially beneficial medications. The researchers found the gene that codes for a critical protein called MFSD2A. This protein controls the amount of DHA and thus the effectiveness of the cellular membrane of the brain's blood vessels' endothelial lining that makes up the blood-brain barrier. They discovered the amount of DHA in the blood-brain barrier is from 2 to 5 times the amount found in similar blood vessels in the lungs. If the DHA content of the barrier drops, so does the barrier's effectiveness. The study was published in Neuron. Folks, I apologize for the complexity of this report, but from its technical findings will come true therapeutic jewels that one day may save many lives. So let's see if we can understand what these Harvard geniuses discovered. Our Creator provided us with an amazing system that protects the brain from toxins, poisons, invading pathogens, and a wide variety of insults that could cause great mental confusion and irreparable brain damage. Imagine this scenario. You're lost in the wilderness and you are starving and very thirsty. You find a stream of cold water and a plant with hundreds of berries. Now, you know the water could be tainted and the berries could be poisonous, but since you are near death, you are willing to take a chance and you drink and eat your fill. Well, unfortunately, you just drank contaminated water with bacteria and the berries were poisonous. You become sick and vomit, but you continue to think clearly. After the short toxin-induced illness, you devise a plan to purify the water, and you find another plant with a fruit that you observe, keen observation now, birds eating these berries. So you drink and eat your fill again, but this time it gives you the energy you need to survive. What does this scenario have to do with the blood-brain barrier? Well, if you did not have this protective mechanism, the bacteria from the water would have infected your brain, and the toxins from the berries may have caused confusion and damaged the brain beyond future use. But no, your brain was protected by an amazing system that until now has eluded complete understanding. And the omega-3's DHA plays a critical role here. Unfortunately, there are times when the blood-brain barrier works against us. Brain cancer is an example of this problem. This barrier keeps potentially life-saving chemotherapy out of the brain, preventing cancer remission. But with this newfound knowledge, this hurdle may soon be overcome. Not using the salt shaker on your foods may not be enough. Researchers from the American Heart Association evaluated 450 American adults' diet for sodium content over 4 days. They found the average amount of sodium consumed was 3.5 grams a day. That's over twice the amount of sodium that most of us should consume daily. The study also found 70% of the salt consumed in America is from heavily salted restaurant and commercially prepared foods. Only 6% of the salt consumed is added at the table with the salt shaker. The American Heart Association recommends all Americans with cardiovascular disease or those at risk of cardiovascular disease should ingest no more than 3.75 grams of salt or 1,500 milligrams of sodium daily. The study was published by the journal Circulation. Related research from the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Cincinnati Children's Hospital finds kids that consume too much salt show early blood vessel changes that are associated with future arteriosclerosis, a condition of hardening of the arteries known to cause heart attack, stroke, and other vascular diseases. Well, here we have it. Most people think if they do not add any salt to their food at the table, they're eating a low-sodium diet. Well, this study finds that assumption is not true. Health experts recommend that if you have risk factors for cardiovascular disease or you actually have cardiovascular disease, and please, this includes over 70% of all Americans, well, if this is you, then you should not ingest more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day, which equals 3,750 milligrams of table salt a day. This equals about 1 teaspoon of salt in our daily diet. However, that is not what is happening. The typical American ingests 3,500 milligrams of sodium daily, equaling about 3 teaspoons of salt daily. And here's the point of the study. About 70% of that salt is added to the food by restaurants or by commercial food companies that are preparing our foods. Only 6% of our daily salt intake is from salt added at the dinner table. So, obviously putting down the salt shaker is not enough to follow a healthy low-salt diet. We also find the seeds of cardiovascular disease are sown early in life, as kids that eat a high-salt diet already show signs of future cardiovascular disease. What is needed is to prepare more of our own foods so we can better control our diet salt content, and to be aware of prepackaged foods ingredient lists, and to fully understand how much salt is in the foods we purchase and consume. But we must also order low-salt foods from our favorite restaurants. If they do not prepare low-sodium foods, ask that they do, or find a new restaurant that provides a healthier menu. It just makes sense, doesn't it? Well, today on Your Health, it's the medicinal mushrooms. Fascinating stuff, so stay tuned to learn more. You may have heard us discussing the health-promoting power of medicinal mushrooms. These mushrooms contain beta-glucans, compounds that promote healthy immune function while helping to coordinate multiple body systems.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Mushroom Complex features the safest and most powerful medicinal mushrooms available. And today, when you buy 1 bottle of Mushroom Complex at the regular price, you'll receive a second bottle free. That's right, buy 1 and get 1 free.
Our mushroom complex contains Maitake, Shiitake, Reishi, and ABM mushrooms for well-balanced immune support.
That's special once again. Today only, when you buy 1 bottle of Mushroom Complex at the regular price, you'll receive a second one free. BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Are you one of the 25 million Americans who suffer from an autoimmune disease such as rheumatoid arthritis or lupus? Autoimmune diseases are caused by a misdirected immune system that attacks the patient as though their own cells are a foreign invader. You can manage the symptoms of an autoimmune disease by living a healthy lifestyle. Here's a strategy. Avoid unnecessary exposure to pollutants and chemicals. Eat a simple organic-based diet free of junk food, low in sugar and food additives. Avoid foods that seem to cause flare-ups of your disease, and stay active and exercise. Scientific research shows natural agents are of great benefit to the autoimmune disease patient. Yogurt helps to maintain normal bowel flora. Fish and flaxseed oil and noni juice calm inflammation. Vitamins and minerals provide nutrients for proper immune function. Keep fighting and don't ever give up. A positive attitude can make each day a little better. Every day, about 200 million Americans do not get enough of a key essential mineral.
That mineral is magnesium. The typical American diet does not supply enough.
And magnesium is so important. It protects bones and helps more than 300 different enzymes in the human body perform efficiently.
That's why BioInnovations offers chelated magnesium capsules for oral use and topical magnesium gel to be applied to the skin. That's 2 forms of magnesium to meet your daily needs.
Scientific evidence points to chelation as the best method of vitamin and mineral formulation.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health.
Because chances are you are one of the 200 million Americans who need more magnesium every day.
Again, that number is 888-442-2128. Call today. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. Welcome back, everyone. It's great to be with you today. I hope everything is wonderful wherever you are. Today's show is going to be really interesting, so sit back and listen. We're going to explore medicinal mushrooms, and we're going to learn why this amazing class of nutrients really can help boost our immunity. Wow, Richard, this one is great. And you know, what a good source of beta-glucans.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
It's the original source of beta-glucans. You know, fungi are nature's great recyclers. They're there to recycle the organic matter when a living thing falls, when a tree falls in the woods. It needs to be processed through and nutrients released so other living things can take advantage of them. If we were to put all the biomass on the planet, all living things in a pile, you'd find that 1/4 of that biomass is varying fungi. So there's a lot of it in the world. They are exceedingly complex and diverse organisms. Much more complicated, the DNA and the cellular workings, than plants, on the order of humans. And some biologists really think of fungi more as an animal than a plant. It's kind of the in-between, there. There are an estimated 1.5 million different fungal species worldwide, and I don't know how they ever came up with that number, but there are a lot of them. It would be truly a life's work to fully understand the diversity of the fungi. There are an estimated 22,000 of varying fungi produce mushrooms. The mushroom is the fruiting body. The mycelia is the root system, as it were, of the fungi. And when they meet a favorable environment, the ones that produce the fruiting body or mushroom outgrows the fruiting body, and that is the reproductive component of that type of reproduction. Of course, the mycelia can spread. And there's an area I read in National Geographic, I think it was, where there's a mycelial colony that is several square miles big, and it's all the same organism. So it's really remarkable, this group of living beings. Of these 22,000 fungi that make mushrooms, 700 different types are currently used as food. 700 are edible, and I think everybody knows you can't just walk through the woods and start eating mushrooms. You won't be around long to enjoy that hobby because some of them are extremely toxic. Extremely toxic. Of all the very different fungi strains, only 700 are edible, and of these edible 700, about 35 are used as a medicinal agent. That gives you a perspective. 1.5 million narrowed down to 35. That's all that we can use. That's amazing, isn't it? That's kind of interesting. Now, how do the medicinal mushrooms work to improve our health? Well, mushrooms contain a wide variety of bioactive compounds, much more than plants, and this is due to their great genetic diversity. They have more DNA material than plants and more than a lot of mammals. These substances can provide nourishment and immune modulation. And when I say immune modulation, that means it can rev up a weak immune system or it can calm down an overactive immune system. It can turn it on when we're fighting an infection. It can help calm it down when the infection's over and we don't want chronic inflammation. So that's modulation. The beta-glucan content of mushrooms is the primary agent that affects the immune system. But again, these are complex organisms. There are many different chemical components. But it is the beta-glucan content that most people are looking for when they ingest medicinal mushrooms. The human immune system communicates with beta-glucan-like molecules. These molecules act to improve organ-to-organ communication and to balance body systems. When macrophages and natural killer cells encounter beta-glucans, they react as though they're fighting an infection. We have a new invader. They turn on. Now, this is a very important part of our understanding today, so let's understand better what a macrophage is. The macrophage is like the Pac-Man cells. It sends out arms, pseudopodia, and legs, false feet as it were, and it engulfs the pathogen, ingests it inside, and degrades it with enzymes that break up these organisms. So it is the first encounter with the immune system. It's what first attacks the strep throat. It's the first agent to attack that. Also, natural killer cells, they're very specialized and unique cells. They react to tumors or viruses without an antibody tag. Now, if I have experienced, let's stay with strep throat, most of us, we encounter strep throat as children. We develop this immunity. We have our memory cells that remember that infection, and a certain type of stem cell can be produced very quickly to counter strep, so we don't have trouble with that for the rest of our life. But what if Ebola comes to town, or a new type of bird flu that has never been to America? Well, these natural killer cells are our main line of quick antibody and immune response. And we don't need to tag it with an antibody because that antibody comes from long-term recognition of the pathogen. Now, this gets a little complicated, but if you stay with me, you'll have a very clear understanding of why these agents are so important. So when macrophages and natural killer cells encounter a beta-glucan, they get turned on, and our immune system becomes activated. And when these two cells are activated, it sends a cascade of events that the entire immune system, with all its capabilities, and it's quite complex, is all turned on and ready to go to work. Ready to fight viruses, bacteria, fungi of varying types, parasites, and even tumor cells, cancer cells. Now, each medicinal mushroom makes its own unique beta-glucan, and some make multiple beta-glucans. Some stimulate T cells, others stimulate natural killer cells, and some do both and more. Now, what are T cells? T cells are specialized white blood cell lymphocytes. The T stands for thymus-derived or tonsil-derived. Now, here's a reason why we don't just take out tonsils, for no good reason. There are times when we should, but if we can save those tonsils in the throat, we do, because they make special T cells that activate the cell-mediated immune system. Cell-mediated is recognition of self, it's recognition of viruses, because a virus takes over the genetic workings of a cell. That changes the nature of the cell. It's no longer your cell. The virus is in charge. That's not good. So T cells help to recognize that. That's their primary function. There are varying types of T cells. So when these glucans stimulate the T cells and the natural killer cells, remember those are the antibody-independent primary attack force, other things, good things start to happen. Beta-glucans also affect organ function. They stimulate the bone marrow. They normalize cholesterol production. You know, we lay down this cholesterol in our arteries in response to an inflamed artery. And this inflammation comes from an inappropriate attack of the immune system. If we can calm that down, the cholesterol becomes irrelevant. Nice idea, isn't it? So it can do many, many things. The beta-glucans can also modulate the adrenal glands, so they have a role in modulating the hormonal systems. It can stimulate repair of damaged tissues, initiate healing mechanisms, and they act to support some or all of the major body systems. Now, of all these 35 commonly used mushrooms as a medicinal agent, some of them are not appropriate for widespread use. Some of them can be taken by almost everyone, and the real art, the science of medicinal mushroom use is finding the right agents for the right group of people. And when we return from these important messages, let's talk about the medicinal mushrooms that I think you should consider for use. We'll be right back. You may have heard us discussing the health-promoting power of medicinal mushrooms. These mushrooms contain beta-glucans, compounds that promote healthy immune function while helping to coordinate multiple body systems.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Mushroom Complex features the safest and most powerful medicinal mushrooms available. And today, when you buy one bottle of Mushroom Complex at the regular price, you'll receive a second bottle free. That's right, buy one and get one free.
Our mushroom complex contains Maitake, Shiitake, Reishi, and ABM mushrooms for well-balanced immune support.
That's special once again. Today only, when you buy one bottle of Mushroom Complex at the regular price, you'll receive a second one free. Bioinnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. High cholesterol raises your risk for cardiovascular disease, but it's just one risk factor among many. And the need to lower your cholesterol can be over-exaggerated. Everywhere in the media we see advertisements for cholesterol-lowering prescription drugs. It's a big business. Now, cardiovascular disease kills more Americans than any other disease, so we need to pay attention to all the risk factors for heart disease. Here's a prevention strategy. Besides lowering your cholesterol, treat high blood pressure, stop all tobacco, manage diabetes, exercise regularly to stay fit, avoid sugar, eat fish and fresh fruits and vegetables. Take your daily vitamin and use omega-3 oils. Address all your risk factors, not just your cholesterol. For your health at a glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with gastrodefense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone, learning about the amazing benefits of the medicinal mushrooms. Now, Richard, as you were saying,
Yes.
there are basically 35 groups that
Yes.
people use for consumption.
That's right, for
Of
medicinal
those,
use.
right, for medicinal use
Right.
that we have access to. Of those, which ones do you think are the most important for the widest variety of people and why?
Yes. Well, that's a really good question. And what we did when we decided on this combination of 4 medicinal mushrooms is we looked at the health issues that we Americans typically have, and then we chose the medicinal mushrooms that best suited our need. Now, there will be exceptions to this, but, you know, most of our problems we share with other people. We have similar problems. So that was the attitude, the mindset when we put this together. The first one is the Maitake mushroom. Grifola frondosa is the Latin or scientific name. Other names, hen of the woods, king of mushrooms. The Japanese name Maitake mushroom means the dancing mushroom, and they called it that because Japanese officials in ancient times would pay the weight of the mushroom in silver, and so if you were a commoner and you found a Maitake and you took it to the officials, you would dance because you got a nice payday from your find. Traditional use, weight loss, helpful in lowering blood pressure. Traditional meaning the cultural use in ancient times, improve glucose levels in diabetes, decrease insulin resistance, lower cholesterol, triglycerides. Of course, they didn't identify it as cholesterol triglycerides, but they saw the end effect of very, very high levels of cholesterol and triglycerides. And of course, to improve the immune function. This mushroom, the Maitake, is found naturally. Its natural growth habitat is Japan, Europe, Asia, and eastern North America. You could find this on the East Coast in the forest. It grows at the base of oak trees, and a cluster of Maitake may be a meter or a yard, just say a yard in size, and weigh up to 100 pounds. That's not the typical, but that can happen. The typical is about the size of a volleyball. Since the demand is very high for Maitake, it is now produced commercially in mushroom farms, and that's been going on for about 40 years now. The active ingredients are many in Maitake, but the ones that really have put it on the map, made it famous, is the 1,3-beta-glucans, the fraction D and MD, glyphin D. These are all varying beta-glucans. What's a glucan? Imagine a chain of glucose molecules hooked together, much like cellulose is, but they're attached in different ways. The 1,3-beta-glucan, it's the beta up or down, the 1,3 position on the glucose molecule, so it can attach anywhere from 1 to 6, and it can be attached in the upper and the lower, all these varying ways to hook from one molecule to the next. And the chains are very, very long, potentially thousands, tens of thousands of glucose molecules, and it can branch in varying ways. So they're very complex molecules, very complex. Next is Shiitake mushroom, Lentinula edotis. Shiitake is the second most popular culinary mushroom. 25% of the worldwide consumption of mushrooms is shiitake, worldwide. It isn't just an Asian thing anymore. Shita means type of chestnut tree where the mushroom normally grows, and take means mushroom. Mushroom of the Shita tree or the chestnut tree. It has been called the elixir of life by the Chinese emperors and the nobility of China. Severe penalties if shiitake mushroom was possessed by a peasant. It was thought to convey wisdom and longevity, and only the emperor could have this. It was found growing on hardwood trees in Japan, China, Korea, and Eastern Asia, and it has been used as a food and a medicine for at least 2,000 years, at least 2,000 years. Culinary use, of course, various medicinal uses for infections, colds, flu, parasite infections, intestinal complaints, emaciation, used to build the body, and malnutrition, build the body up, liver disease, gout, and poor circulation. The shiitake mushroom contains all necessary vitamins and nutrients. That's a pretty bold statement, but I could see that happening. I could see that because they're such complex organisms. Contains all the essential amino acids, iron, vitamin B1, 2. It's in question whether it has our best type of B12. That one is an argument. It has an inferior source of B12, but that's not easily used by humans, so maybe it's not complete nutrition, but it's very close. It certainly complements nutrition well. It has vitamin D. This is one of the unique things about the medicinal mushroom and other mushrooms. It's a vegetable, so to speak. Remember, it's between plants and animals. It's a vegetable source of vitamin D, and it's a reliable source. And of course, 1,3-beta-glucan. Shiitake mushroom is the original source of lecithin. This is a medication, and it is the third most commonly prescribed chemotherapy agent in the world. And this lecithin is a type of beta-glucan, and it triggers production of T cells and natural killer cells, but it is not FDA approved, but it is used worldwide in the treatment of cancer. You can mimic that medicine by taking shiitake mushroom in your battle with cancer. It's okay to do that, but it's not FDA approved, and it's not been purified with just the lecithin source in it. It is the original complex shiitake mushroom in its entirety, if you were to do it that way. Shiitake is also the source of active hexose-correlated compound, and alpha-glucan. We talked beta-glucan and alpha, that's the different direction of connection. That is the second most popular complementary treatment in Japan. So the rest of the world is ahead of us in its use of medicinal mushrooms, but we're catching up. You know, here in America, we have our own way of doing things, but we are a quick study and we work hard, so we catch up very quickly. And if history is any indication, we tend to surpass our competition very quickly because we're willing to work hard to learn things. And thus, we've learned about shiitake mushroom. The next mushroom, Reishi mushroom. This one we don't eat. This one is purely medicinal. Ganoderma lucidium, scientific name. It's also called lingzhi. It is very bitter, so it's not used as a food, only as a medicine. It was once very rare and found only at the base of 1 in 10,000 maple trees. Now it's cultivated so all can use it as a reasonable price. It is known as the mushroom of immortality in its ancient use and the king of the herbs. In ancient China, again, only the emperors could have this very special medicinal mushroom, the Reishi mushroom. It is one of the most important elixirs of the Orient. It's used in addition with other agents to make multiple herbal and mushroom medicinal agents. It's been used for at least 2,000 years for vigor, long life, wisdom, and happiness. That's a pretty bold claim, isn't it? But this is the traditional use of Reishi mushroom. Spiritual awakening, and as a symbol of success. You had to be fairly wealthy to be able to consume Reishi. It has unique chemical agents. That bitter taste is due to triterpenoids. These are molecules that can be twisted and turned around and have polycyclic structures similar to cholesterol. Now, what's important about that? It's not cholesterol, but it's similar. How do we make our hormones? From cholesterol. So Reishi mushroom is capable of altering, manipulating, modulating hormonal function to our benefit. And they're not powerful like a true hormone, but it can mimic the hormone action. And so if you're getting too much hormone, it can block the hormone. If you're not getting enough, it can bring the function up. It modulates. And that can be very, very helpful. Let's start the ABM. Agaricus blazei, scientific name, Coglumella divita, the mushroom of life. This is from South America. William Merle was the first scientist to bring it to our attention, but it's been used in South America for many, many years as both a food and a mushroom. It has really caught on in Japan, where 500,000 people consume ABM every single day. When we return, let's talk about these remarkable mushrooms' health benefits. You may have heard us discussing the health-promoting power of medicinal mushrooms. These mushrooms contain beta-glucans, compounds that promote healthy immune function while helping to coordinate multiple body systems.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Mushroom Complex features the safest and most powerful medicinal mushrooms available. And today, when you buy one bottle of Mushroom Complex at the regular price, you'll receive a second bottle free. That's right, buy one and get one free.
Our mushroom complex contains Maitake, Shiitake, Reishi, and ABM mushrooms for well-balanced immune support.
That's special once again. Today only, when you buy one bottle of Mushroom Complex at the regular price, you'll receive a second one free. Bioinnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Each year, more than 76 million Americans contract food poisoning. Most cases are caused by tainted fruits and vegetables, especially contaminated leafy lettuce. But poultry causes the most food poisoning-related deaths. To prevent food poisoning, follow these simple rules. Thoroughly wash all fruits and vegetables. When preparing any kind of meat, wash your hands, utensils, and work area before preparing any other food. Cook thoroughly chicken and ground meats. Store leftovers in the refrigerator immediately. Look for expiration dates when you shop. If you use reusable grocery totes, wash them periodically. And finally, use spices such as garlic and oregano to inhibit the growth of bacteria that cause food poisoning. Food safety lowers your risk significantly of getting sick. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
There are thousands of fungal species, and at least 200 of them have been found to cause human diseases.
Fungal infections are common, so what can we do to protect ourselves?
One solution is oregano, a natural alternative. Oregano fights problems created by fungus and yeast overgrowth, and it improves many other health conditions.
At Bioinnovations, we offer oregano in gel caps and liquid extract.
Yeast and fungal disorders can improve.
So take charge of your health by choosing a natural alternative such as oregano gel caps or oil of oregano liquid extract. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone. Isn't this interesting, learning about the medicinal mushrooms? They're just fascinating. And to help you take advantage of getting these, we have a great special for you. We have the Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Mushroom Complex, which does include these four we're talking about today. An amazing package. You get one bottle at the regular price. When you purchase that, you get a second bottle free. Great deal. So, Richard,
yes,
let's go through right quick. Which four now are in there?
Maitake, Shiitake, Reishi, and the ABM.
Amazing.
When we combine them like this, we get the great diversity of nutrients plus a wide variety of beta-glucans for all its, and alpha-glucans for all its varied actions. So these four agents, we put them together, and what we have is beta-glucans, heteropolysaccharides, which are beta-glucan-like molecules that can communicate with the system, alpha-glucans, various proteins and amino acids, Glycoproteins, what was that important? Glycoprotein is glucose attached to a short protein, and what that does is the body recognizes that glucose as a good thing. Hey, that's food, bring it in. Don't digest the protein, bring the whole thing in. And so we have proteins that are now physiologically active and not digested into amino acids. That's a pretty neat thing. And so the medicinal mushrooms have these glycoproteins, fatty acids, which we can use for fuel, or it feeds the inflammatory mechanisms or the anti-inflammatory mechanisms. Whichever way you need to do it, it can go either way. Nucleoside antagonists, what this is pieces of DNA, pieces of RNA that can interfere with tumor cell replication, and we use that to our advantage. Terpenoids and sesquiterpenes, lanostenoids, sterols, phenolic acids. What all these are communication molecules. They're involved in cell signaling. If a cell is stressed, it needs to right itself, and we can initiate that process with cell signaling molecules, and the medicinal mushrooms are abundantly rich with these substances. Now, what do? They stimulate and improve the function of the innate and adaptive immune system. The innate immune system is the immune system you are born with, recognition of your own cells. It also helps to fight a virus. Remember, viruses take over the DNA workings of your cell. It becomes abnormal, and it makes you sick. Well, we have to recognize that. The innate system recognizes that. Fungi, the varying fungi, do the same type of thing. It's more of cellular recognition, the innate system. The adaptive or humoral immune system is that strep throat that came to town, or the Ebola virus. It's something new and different. We have to recognize it quick. And the advantage of the beta-glucans and the medicinal mushrooms is it turns on that adaptive system very quickly, so we can respond quickly. Remember Ebola when it came through and how fast and desperately ill it makes people? And the big concern was if you can survive that 7 to 10 days, you may live through Ebola. Why 7 to 10 days? That's how long it takes for your immune system to develop that immune response to fight those new agents. We want to cut that short into 3 or 4 days. Make it very short so our immune system responds quickly and we overcome these threats more efficiently. Let's see. Increases natural killer cell activity. Remember, that's the one that doesn't need antibodies. Macrophage, that's the Pac-Man, the first one. T lymphocytes, that is your bursa equivalent, your thymus or tonsillar derived. Increases TNF alpha, interleukin beta 1, beta 2. These are cytokines. What they do is they balance the humoral and the adaptive. Cytokines help to keep it balanced. There's a purpose for all of this that they've discussed. It's immensely complicated, many times more complicated than a mouse's immune system. But this is the purpose of this. So let's summarize it. What does all this do in the medicinal mushrooms? Initiates a proper response, keeps it from becoming too much for too long. It integrates the immune response, helps you to adapt quicker to infectious diseases, helps you to calm autoimmune processes that shouldn't be happening, and it improves cellular communication, which is a response to stress, and it helps to adapt the hormonal system into the stresses of illness and whatnot, and more and more. It goes on and on. What else does it do? Improves immune response during cancer therapy, reduces the side effects of cancer chemotherapy, improves response to radiation, protects cells, normal cells, but making the tumor cells more susceptible to radiation and chemotherapy, deactivates carcinogens. Immunity is everything in health, folks. Everything, A to Z, it's all of it. No immune system, you're not around long. Healthy immune system, it's a long, vital, and joyous life. Reduces inflammation of organs, the heart, the lungs, the liver, intestine. Chronic disease is caused by chronic inflammation. You can calm it with medicinal mushrooms. And here's the thing. I get feedback on this sometimes. You can take medicinal mushrooms for as long as you need them. There's no rule that says after 2 weeks you have to stop them because you may overstimulate. That's not true. There's no evidence of that whatsoever. You can use them for as long as you need them. Effective as hydrocortisone, improving asthma and allergies. Any immune-based thing, allergies or asthma, eczema, any of this, it helps to calm it. Acts as a natural antibiotic, against bacteria, viruses, HPV, Epstein-Barr virus, influenza, hepatitis C, you name it, any of these viruses, it acts as a natural. Where do we get penicillin? From a fungus. We did. Well, we can take advantage of that. Protects organs from damage during and after a heart attack. Cell signaling, see? Correct the stressed cell. Lowers blood pressure and reduces endothelial function. It's a powerful chemical antioxidant which influences native antioxidant pathways, protects the liver from poisons and damages. We just did a program on the toxins in the environment, how to detox. Medicinal mushrooms are a very important part of detoxification because that is an immune-based process. Very important to good health. Improves the measures of glucose control in diabetes, fasting blood glucose, postprandial, long-term glucose, insulin resistance, cholesterol, triglycerides, lowers the blood lipids. Multiple studies show that. We're almost through with this. Modulates the hormonal system for optimal function, influences body weight, improves weight loss by inhibiting conversion of food calories to fat. It turns the system into burning it to heat as opposed to collecting it as fast. Yeah, it does this. We have studies on it. And it's a nutrient-dense food, these medicinal mushrooms, with near-complete nutrition. And it's a vegetable source of vitamin D and complete protein. That's the summary. Now, we have some new research hot off the scientific press what we would like to cover because the new stuff is just jaw-dropping and astounding. New science on the medicinal mushrooms when we return. You may have heard us discussing the health-promoting power of medicinal mushrooms. These mushrooms contain beta-glucans, compounds that promote healthy immune function while helping to coordinate multiple body systems.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Mushroom Complex features the safest and most powerful medicinal mushrooms available. And today, when you buy one bottle of Mushroom Complex at the regular price, you'll receive a second bottle free. That's right, buy one and get one free.
Our mushroom complex contains Maitake, Shiitake, Reishi, and ABM mushrooms for well-balanced immune support.
That's special once again. Today only, when you buy one bottle of Mushroom Complex at the regular price, you'll receive a second one free. Bioinnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net.
Here is our hope for you today. I'm Cindy Becker. In the epic movie Gone with the Wind, Scarlett O'Hara says she won't think about her problems today or she'll go crazy. She'll think about them tomorrow. How should we think about tomorrow in our lives? In Matthew 6, verse 33, we get advice about tomorrow. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. It's so difficult to not worry about the future. Many of us catastrophize about the future. That's spending all your time thinking about all the catastrophes that might happen. So let tomorrow worry about itself. That way, we won't miss the wonderful things happening in our lives right now. I'm Cindy Becker. This is our hope for you today.
Do you believe that nature holds the answer to your health needs? Are you looking for a supplement that's simple and pure, yet really works?
If you're looking for nature's answer to better health, look to Aloha Noni Juice. It's pure and fresh, just like nature intended. Aloha Noni Juice is brought to you direct from the islands of Polynesia.
Aloha Noni Juice is 100% pure with no added sugar or sweet fruit fillers. It's the perfect addition to your low-sugar diet.
Aloha Noni Juice drinkers will tell you their vitality, energy, and sense of well-being have improved, along with relief from many painful conditions. Made by nature, proven by science, Aloha Noni Juice contains only nature's best.
And now you can enjoy the benefits of our new 100% certified organic Noni Juice.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. We're back, everyone. This is such amazing information, and to help you take advantage of these mushrooms, we have a great special today. The Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Mushroom Complex is buy one, get one free, so don't miss it. So, Richard, there's some brand new research that we haven't brought to the people before. Let's go through it.
Yes, on Maitake, we have at least 7 new studies in cancer. For our first part is all of the medicinal mushrooms with cancer. 7 new ones in Maitake. Maitake reduces metastasis, reduces tumor markers. You know, the doctor takes the blood test and looks for tumor markers. They're dropping. This is a good sign. It reduces tumor markers, improves immune function in cancer patients, reduces blood vessels into the tumor. Maitake is among the best natural treatments for breast cancer, and its benefits come mostly from the D-fraction beta-glucan, which inhibits tumor growth and initiates a programmed cell death of the apoptosis. Maitake contains a protein GFP that induces interferon gamma. This is how I have a sick cell. It sends a message out to cells around it saying, I'm in trouble, don't you get in trouble, initiate an immune response. So the interferon, there's the nurse types, is a signal to the immediate cells around that there's trouble ahead, gear up for an immune response. And Maitake helps that system work better and increases interferon. Isn't that amazing? How they figure all this out is just spectacular. It is amazing to me. Human study finds Maitake helps to prevent myelodysplastic patients from going on to developing leukemia. And they also found that it helps the CD4 T cells, T helper cells. These are cells that they give a little push. They're like the Salvation Army. They give a little help to other immune cells so they can work better, and Maitake improves T helper cells. 6 new cancer studies on Shiitake mushroom. 5 different beta-glucan subtypes, they figured that out, and they identified the 2 that work the best in cancer. Cancer causes suppression of the immune system. This has been recognized for a long time, and it is a major hurdle in helping people overcome cancer. Well, one mechanism is suppression of the bone marrow. Another mechanism is suppression of spleen function, and this group of researchers found Shiitake completely reverses these effects, and they were able to explain the mechanism. So Shiitake helps to reverse the immune suppression induced by cancers. Very helpful. 10 human cancer patients, Shiitake improved their quality of life. It improved interferon levels and T regulatory cell numbers. 7 breast cancer patients, this study, no adverse events, no side effects. It improved their quality of life, and it improved their immune function. Reishi, we're still on cancer. 7 new studies on Reishi and cancer, human ovarian cancer cells in a test tube study. Reishi inhibits the growth of ovarian cancer, and they were able to explain the mechanism. Animal and test tube studies finds Reishi inhibits breast cancer metastasis to the lung, and they were able to explain how it did it. Reishi inhibits the growth of human papillomavirus-induced cancers. Reishi inhibits colon cancer cell, Reishi initiates colon cancer cell death, apoptosis. They were able to explain how it did it. Inhibits stomach cancer growth, mechanisms explained. Induces colon cancer cell apoptosis, mechanism explained. Lung cancer cells release agents that inhibit the immune system. Reishi completely reverses that process. Now, let's do ABM, and then I'll say my piece. ABM, 3 recent studies on cancer. Animal study, 40 mice divided into 4 groups. All were given colon cancer. Got the idea? First group, no treatment. They were the control. Second group, low dose, then a medium dose, then high dose. After 6 weeks, 8 of the 20 in the control and low dose ABM, they all died. 8 of 20 died. But not a single mouse in the medium and high dose ABM colon cancer groups died. So there's a benefit there, at least in mice. Now, mice aren't humans. There's a stretch, but it's an initiation. None of the mice died in the higher dose groups. ABM group determines ABM's argaretin acts as an anti-tumor agent. ABM also cancels the immune inhibiting effect of cancer's myeloid-derived suppressor cells. It helps to reverse the immune suppression. Now, none of these medicinal mushrooms are approved for complete and single cancer treatment in this country. I want to be very clear about this. This is all about complementing and assisting your oncologist improve your outcome. And there are cancers where the oncologist will say, we still have this, unfortunately, far too common. We don't have a thing for you. We can't help you. What do you do in a situation? Do you accept your plot? Maybe that's what it is for you. But if you want to fight, the medicinal mushrooms are still a part of that. What about cardiovascular disease? We have multiple studies on this, and this is an important one. Here's one study by the Cochrane Review, and they're considered top tier. A smart bunch of researchers. They reviewed evidence on Reishi. Does it reduce cardiovascular disease? And how they did this was they looked to see if it controlled cardiovascular disease risk factors. Does it control the long-term blood sugar? Does it control cholesterol? Does it control LDL cholesterol, triglycerides, postprandial blood glucose? Does it control your BMI, your fat content? And they said, no, Reishi doesn't do any of that, so henceforth it does not help in cardiovascular disease. Wrong. A group of researchers from the Orient said, we've been using Reishi for cardiovascular disease for centuries. We know it works. They're looking at the wrong thing. This is how science can lead you astray. They said, well, we know that cardiovascular disease is based primarily and originally in inflammation of the blood vessel, and those other factors complicate it and make it worse. When they looked at it from that perspective in a very complex and thorough study, they found Reishi calms the inflammation of the blood vessel, so yes, it does help to prevent cardiovascular disease. Both are true, but ultimately what's going to help people is calming that inflammation. Does that make sense? That's important to understand. A little lesson in how science can be misused. And we have advances in diabetes, immunity, liver protection, dysbiosis. They make great, all of these are new studies. Just tremendous. There's more than we can cover in one single hour. Now, let's go to our break, but when we return, let's teach you how to use. What's the dosage? How much do we take? We'll be right back. You may have heard us discussing the health-promoting power of medicinal mushrooms. These mushrooms contain beta-glucans, compounds that promote healthy immune function while helping to coordinate multiple body systems.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Mushroom Complex features the safest and most powerful medicinal mushrooms available. And today, when you buy one bottle of Mushroom Complex at the regular price, you'll receive a second bottle free. That's right, buy one and get one free.
Our mushroom complex contains Maitake, Shiitake, Reishi, and ABM mushrooms for well-balanced immune support.
That's special once again. Today only, when you buy one bottle of Mushroom Complex at the regular price, you'll receive a second one free. Bioinnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net.
I'm Dr. Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Are you one of the millions of Americans who are at risk for heart problems? If your diet is like the average American's, you're getting far more sodium than your body needs, and this may create serious problems for your heart. A new study from the Netherlands showed that a diet high in salt not only increases blood pressure to dangerous levels, it also causes damage to your blood vessels. To avoid these problems, you need to avoid foods that are high in salt, such as preserved and prepared foods like frozen dinners, canned soups and other canned foods, cured meats such as lunch meat, hot dogs, bacon and sausage, condiments and sauces such as soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, and spaghetti sauce, and snack foods such as salted nuts, pretzels, and chips. Eat fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh meats, poultry, fish, and other salt-free alternatives. As you decrease your intake of salt, your desire for salty foods will eventually be reduced. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Becker.
You've heard the news that the nutrients CoQ10, L-carnitine, D-ribose, and magnesium promote cardiovascular health. And now you're looking for quality supplements you can trust.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients provides you the highest quality heart-smart supplements. Dr. Becker's Bionutrients CoQ10 and L-carnitine feature BioSolve technology, which promotes maximum absorption of these critical cardiovascular nutrients.
That's right. Feel the Bionutrients Heart Smart difference when you start your journey to better heart health today with Dr. Becker's Bionutrients CoQ10, L-carnitine, D-ribose, and magnesium.
Just ask for Dr. Becker's Heart Smart Plan at Bioinnovations, and we'll help you get started today.
Give us a call at 888-442-2128 or order online at bioinnovations.net. That number's 888-442-2128. Your Health is brought to you by Bioinnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being.
We're back, everyone. Just a quick reminder, the mushroom complex is buy one, get one free today, so don't miss it. So, Richard, what is the best way to supplement with the mushrooms?
Well, the guiding principle is that you have to take enough medicinal mushroom to have an effect. Remember, this is not a medicine, it's a medicinal food. Each capsule of our combination of Maitake, Shiitake, Reishi, and ABM has equal amounts of those 4 medicinal mushrooms. So that's 125 milligrams of each of the 4, making 500 milligrams in total. Now, it is generally agreed upon by mycologists and mushroom experts that 500 milligrams of the single mushroom is the minimum to achieve any therapeutic effect. So the lowest number of our capsules to have an effect that you'd want is 4 of those capsules in one day. That's just how it works. And I've often said, if you order a mushroom pizza and they bring you a pizza with 1 slice of mushroom, that's not really a mushroom pizza. This is a food, remember, so it takes a little more. Do not be afraid to take 8 capsules a day, 12, 16 if you need it. If you're in good health and you're trying to do a maintenance preventive, you could probably do 4. But if you're in the fight of your life, you're trying to conquer cancer, 4 is not enough. Take 8 in the morning and 8 in the evening. That's how I would do it. So it's a higher dose. That's entirely appropriate. Now, mushrooms are complex living things. They contain a wide variety of chemical ingredients. So side effects can happen, but they're rare. We chose the ones that have the safest profile possible. Usually the side effect is related to the desired effect, like it lowers your glucose level, diabetics, so you don't need as much insulin, or you don't need as much pills, or you don't need as much medicinal agent for that. So be aware of that. It is possible that warfarin, Coumadin, and Plavix users may have a increased thinness of the blood, as it were. You can use them in light of warfarin use, but you have to determine your blood levels if they change. The bleeding levels, do they change with the addition of a new medicinal agent? So consult your doctor, do the blood test, or don't take the medicinal mushrooms if you're on a blood thinning agent. I hope that's clear. Now, all types of people can benefit. If you listen to the program, cancer patients, autoimmune, recurrent infections, blood pressure problems, cardiovascular disease, diabetics, the gamut of what America, allergies, or you just need a boost of the immune system, it's all appropriate. Well, folks, humans have been consuming mushrooms for a very long time. It's time we catch up in America. Be a part of the medicinal mushrooms. We'll see you tomorrow here at Your Health. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.